Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul GANI. I'm from Civil Engineering 21C. And this time, I will discuss about knowledge, skill, and attitude of civil engineering in Indonesia. Uh, Part of abstract, civil engineering plays an important role in construction industry because they have been entrusted to create sustainable world and to enhance the quality of life. In order to play their role successfully, civil engineer need to process many unverified knowledge and skill as well as supported by embracing attitudes. This study is aimed to explore the important and achievement of attribute of civil engineering based on of profile of 2025 civil engineering that has been launched by American Society of Civil Engineering. The attribute consists of 21 points. Those are organized into the categories of knowledge, skill, and attitude. The research was conducted by asking respondents to fill out a questionnaire to assess the importance and performance of each attribute. Uh, the data has been collected from 100 practitioners who work in various construction companies in Indonesia. Descriptive statistic, performance analysis, and correlation analysis have been implemented to analyze the data. The study found communication is considered as the most important attribute and in a highest performance. Thirdly, the Spearman rank correlation analysis show the level of importance the performance have a strong and positive correlation. However, the important performance level knowledge about sustainability only in the rank of 16 and 18. The results show that in Indonesian knowledge about sustainability has not been considered important. In part 1, introduction, civil engineering plays an important role in people's life because it is a field responsible in providing and maintaining physical asset that is needed for people's daily activities. The construction of building, facilities of transformation, system of drainage and sewage definitely cannot be spared from the role of civil engineering. In addition, several developments such as globalization, sustainability, new technology, and project complexity force the change of the manner in which civil engineering is implemented. Talking about civil engineering cannot be spared from the role of civil engineering as the main player in carrying out the civil engineering. Civil engineering plays various roles in civil engineering, such as land surface mapping, design of various kind of structure, project supervision, project planning, project management, etc. In order to meet this demand, civil engineers are required to have competencies in several areas of civil engineering. These competencies must be continuously developed along with the development in the construction industry that are changing rapidly. In order to deal with rapid changing in civil engineering, the American Society of Civil Engineers has published the Civil Engineering Body of Knowledge. This body of knowledge determines the breadth and depth of knowledge. skill, and attitudes will become the requirement of engineer to involve at the professional level of civil engineering practice in the century. This body of knowledge has been referred for the implementation of civil engineering in several countries in Indonesia. Civil engineer education has been carried out over almost 100 years since 1016. Although civil engineering has an important role in the development of the construction industry in Indonesia, has been carried out in Indonesia in a relatively long time. There is little research effort focused on the important issues of civil engineering. Therefore, this study directed to be bridging the gap in civil engineering research in Indonesia by exploring the important and achievement of civil engineer. Particular circumstance of civil engineering in Indonesia will influence this study because the data is collected from the experience of civil engineers in Indonesia. Furthermore, special focus on the competencies that relate to sustainability issues will be carried out in order to meet the important issues that currently get special attention in the construction industry around the world. Nah, part 2 is literature review. Civil engineering has great and significant effect to people's life. The procurement of all facilities for people's daily activities such as building, transportation facilities, drainage and sewage system involving civil engineering. In order to meet the responsibilities, civil engineer as a person who involved intensively in civil engineering activities has several duties and explained here. Uh, this is have a 6 point with point 1 is earth surface measuring and mapping. Number 2, design and supervise and construction of several structures such as bridges, tunnel, large building, dams, and coastal. And number 3 is plan, construction and maintain transportation facilities. Number 4, design traffic system. Number 5, plan and build river navigation and flood controls project. And the last, provide water supply and sewage line and system. The challenge of civil engineers is not only have competencies to meet the current demand of their profession only. Civil engineers realize that they can stay in the current condition because civil engineering change continuously in many aspects. In order to deal with this situation, ASCA had an initiative to conduct the summit on the future of civil engineering 2006. The summit, attended by civil engineering and engineers from various other disciplines such as architect, educator, the executive of association and society. The participants are not from the United States only, but also from 8 other countries. The summit has a purpose to articulate as a an aspiration global vision for civil engineering in the future. The summit participants see the civil engineers would will be very different and even more challenging in 2025 in addressing the issues of what could be done by civil engineer in 2025. The summit participants defined the profile of civil engineer in 2025. This profile mandates that civil engineer must be knowledgeable, skillful, and embraces conducive attitude to chief professional practice. Uh, Finally, the summit participant identifies 21 attributes that are grouped into three categories of knowledge, skill, and attitude. Those attributes are present as follows: knowledge. Uh, Number one, the basic knowledge is engineering such as mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, mechanics, and material. Number two, design of structures and system. Number three, managing uncertainty and risk. Number four, sustainability and its dimensions such as social, economy, and physical. Number five, public policy and public administration include the process of politic regulation, laws, and mechanism of founding. Number six, the basis of business such as economy and legal aspect of business, market and marketing. Number five, sorry, I mean number seven, social science such as economy, history, and sociology. Number eight, ethical behavior that upholding client confidentiality, code of ethic, and profession responsibility. Uh, Continuous part is skill. Number one, implementing tools of basic engineer such as statistic, computer modeling, code and standard, and project monitoring. Number two, mastering new technologies to increase effectiveness and efficiency of individual and organization. Number three, communication to the audience with several different backgrounds. Number four, cross, intra and multidisciplinary collaboration both traditionally and virtually. Number five, managing project to meet budget, schedules, and other constraints. Number six, leader that formulating and articulating environmental issues by practicing inclusive empathy, compassion, persuasive, patience behavior, and thinking critically. Part of attitudes. Number one, entrepreneurship that encourages creative and proactive action. Number two, commitment to the act and to the individuals and organizations goal. Number three, curiosity that encouraging continuous learning in the developing. Number four, honesty, integrity, and rightness. Number five, optimism, commit, uh, tenacity, and flexible. Number six, respect and tolerate the rights and value of other. Number five, number seven, accuracy and self-discipline in keeping with the implication of safety, public health, and welfare, as well as interdependence within the between project teams and with project stakeholder. Uh, Part of three is research methodology, uh, data collection. Data was collected using questionnaire that was filled by engineers that have been worked in various construction companies for several years. The first of the questionnaire consists the question about respondents' background, while the second part in the mind of the questionnaire the consists of question about the competencies of civil engineers. The question in second part were developed based on 21 attributes of civil engineer competencies that are proposed ESCE. The questionnaire was distributed to the respondent that working for various construction companies in Indonesia. The distribution and filling in the questionnaires are carried out system with an online system through WhatsApp application and email. 3.2 is data analysis. The data of civil engineers competencies has been analyzed using several different methods. First, descriptive statistic has been implemented by calculating mean and standard deviation of each competency both for its importance and performance. Based on main value, the rank of each competency in assigned, there are rank importance level and performance level are compared using Spearman rank correlation method. Furthermore, this study also adopted importance performance analysis that initially developed by Martilla and James to carry on assessment in the field of marketing. Recently, this method is still widely applied in various fields, such as banking industry, project management. The output of IPA will be important performance metric or IPM, as can be seen in Figure 1. The critical and horizontal axis of the grid and represented in performance measure and the performance measure. The grid is divided into four quadrants that each quadrant calls the different strategy. In this study, each quadrant represents the strategy from improving the competencies of civil engineering. This is extremely important for civil engineering is excellent performance. Uh, Number four is research finding. The data has been collected from 100 civil engineers who work in various construction companies such as contractor, consultant, and supplier as well as work as civil servant and entrepreneur in construction. Several statistical methods have been implemented to analyze the data. Finally, several results have been found in this finding is presented in the following part. Based on this finding, future and deeper discussion will be carried out. Important and performance rank. The descriptive analysis result mean standard deviation and rank of each attribute as well as each group of attribute. All results of descriptive analysis are presented in table 1. The result descriptive analysis show communication is the attribute that has highest mean in both importance and performance. This result show that communication is considered as the most important attribute for civil engineer in Indonesia, and they also have highest performance is in communication. Surprisingly, knowledge is ranked in the lowest position because it has lowest group mean compared to skill and attitude. The findings show that to be a knowledgeable civil engineer only not adequate. Good civil engineer must be skillful and have good attitude. Considering environmental sustainability, this study gives special attention to the competency of civil engineer that relate to the environmental issue. Currently, environmental sustainability becomes an important issue in construction industry around the world because construction process produce waste the potentially becomes an environmental burden. Among 21 attributes of civil engineer competencies that have been adopted in this study, sustainability is one of them. According to this standard, civil engineering are required to understand of overall concept and sustainability from several different dimensions such as physical, social, and economic. However, the study found among 21 attributes sustainability in the rank of 16 for its importance and the 21 for its performance. The findings show that sustainability as the important issues has not received adequate attention in Indonesia construction industry. The direct comparison between mean of important and performance are illustrated in figure 2 and figure 3. The comparison show that all attributes the performance of civil engineer in Indonesia is higher than the important. The spearman rank correlation also carried out to measure the strength and direction of association between rank of the important and the performance of civil engineers' competencies. The analysis found the correlation coefficient of 0.892. This value indicates a strong positive association between the rank important of competencies and their performance. It means the higher rank in important, the higher in performance. This is table 1, important performance of civil engineer competencies. Uh, Next, is important versus performance. Figure 2, bar chart of important versus performance. Next is importance and performance. Metric is metric in this study. The IPM is developed by plotting the means of importance and performance of civil engineer competencies in the grid. The horizontal axis represents the performance, while the vertical axis represents is importance of civil engineering competencies. The IPM of civil engineering competencies as one of the findings of this study is drawn in figure 4. The IPM metrics show all competencies are in quadrant 2 that call for a good condition, in which the important is high and performance is also high. The results show in general civil engineer in Indonesia perform good competencies. In the competencies are that considered very important, the appropriate strategy for this condition is keep up this condition and even strive to improve the performance. This feature of importance and performance metric. Uh, Part 5 is conclusion. The study found skill and attitude are considered as the competencies of civil engineers that are more important compared to knowledge. Among 21 attributes of competencies, communication is considered the most important, similar to the importance of competencies. The performance of civil engineers in Indonesia also good in skill and attribute compared to knowledge. The best performance also found in communication. The other findings show the importance and the performance for all attributes of competencies have a strong positive association. The IPM show that all attributes of competencies are located in quadrant 2. That means all of them are high in importance and also high in performance. This study contributes valuable contributing to the civil engineering education. The higher education institution, the over civil engineering program can consider the finding of this study in their curriculum. The construction company can use the finding of this study to develop the program for human resource development. Uh, this is references of knowledge in civil engineering in Indonesia. There have eight uh, maybe this is the discuss about knowledge, skill, and attitude of civil engineering in Indonesia. Hatur nuhun.